Hey babes, welcome back to more videos. So I wanted to talk today about mistakes that dancers make when they're in the lifestyle. I want to shout out to Jasmine Black, Jazzmen Black. If y'all don't know her, go follow her page, subscribe, share her videos as well. She inspired me to do this video today for the 10 mistakes that dancers make. So she talks about who you were before you were a dancer. Like, don't forget who you were in the very beginning before things started. And she's so right on that. For me, I started at 19 and I didn't know about the life, period. And so when I went in, I was young. I was a kid, really, and I just knew I needed money, and so I didn't really know who I was. And now that I am transitioning into, leaving that lifestyle behind, which, excuse me, which I'll talk about in other videos if you'd like to know. But I got out and it's like, I don't even know who I am without that lifestyle. Like, everything that I knew was there. If I got stressed out, go to work. If I wasn't getting enough attention, go to work. If I needed a drink, go to work. Like, just everything that I did revolved around going to work. It was like a drug. And I will say it really is, because a couple of days ago, I literally was in tears because I wanted to go to work so bad. Like, I was fiending to go to work because I wasn't getting attention. So that's something that I'm having to heal. And so I just wanted to say, like, when it comes to knowing who you are, when you go in there, be healed. Like, if you got daddy issues, mama issues, if you got any issues that's where you don't know discipline, you don't know how to focus, you never learned how to have a plan, or those things, and you don't know anything about money, dancing is the last place to be. Because if not, you're gonna blow your money. If not, if you don't have a plan, you're gonna blow your money. And from my experience, and I'll talk about actually the money experience in a minute, because she actually talked about reckless spending on here. So yeah, knowing who you are before you go in there, because that world will pick you apart. Everything that you do, from I've worked at black clubs and I've worked at white clubs. Preferably, I gravitated more towards white clubs because to me it was less drama. Every time I got dressed at a black club, it was whispers. Oh, she thinks she this or she thinks she that. There's a couple where I didn't really have any problems from the girls, but I did have managers allow me to leave early because they would say the night girls would want to fight, And in my mind, I'm already having to focus on the customers because you can't trust them. So now I got to focus on the girls too. And to me, it wasn't worth it. So I preferred the white clubs. A lot of the clubs that I worked at that were white, like, if y'all argue, both of y'all are gone. There is no fighting and all of that stuff. Like, y'all argue, we don't want to know what happened. Get your stuff, you're out of the door. So, like, I'm sorry, I think I drifted off, but yeah, just really know why you're there. Keep focused on why you're there. Don't get caught up in the madness and it's easy to. But yeah, so know who you are before you go in there. Don't get caught off, don't lose focus. Making friends is another one she talked about. Friends are almost impossible. I know for me it was hard because one, I learned from a lot of the grimier girls. Like I learned how to steal. I learned, like, you know, for instance, there's this move that we used to do where you kind of go up on the person and you slide down. Well, you know, back when I danced, we had garter belts, and they would wear them. You would wear them around your ankle and kind of like put your money tucked in or whatever. And this one girl, I had my money on my ankle, and she was like, "Don't ever do that, cause like other girls will rob you." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she was like, you know, and she showed me, and so she had me, you know, slide down the person or whatever, and she stuck her finger between, you know, my money. And as I slid down, the money slid up, and she, like, you know, and she gave it back. But that's when I, you know, and I didn't even, to me, it was like training for another job. It wasn't like, oh my God, I can't work here, or it was nothing like that. It was just like, oh, okay, you know, so let me give me a purse so I could put it in there, you know. And so I learned that, like, I've seen situations, like it was situations where one girl, you know, and basically what happens is one girl lays on the person and then the other girl lays on top, y'all, you know, or dancing or whatever, and the wallet is exchanged, the money is taken out, money is given to the waitress, wallet is thrown, and then, you know, when they pop the girls' locker, there's nothing there. Nobody thinks to check the waitress, right? So just things like that. So that's like check mark, no trust, right? And then of course you're born, depending on the lifestyle that you live in your household. You know, you hear lies a lot. So, and not really a lot, but you hear lies, period, right? You lie even as a person. So it's like that. And then you know, also like my trust, I don't know if I could say this, but basically I went to a manager, I asked him, I told him I had a headache, he gave me some medicine, I took it, and I blacked out. And from what I heard, he got paid from that situation. I do remember it was a Thursday. I do have glimpses of somebody doing something, but to just say this is what happened, no, I can't. I can't do that. So my trust for people, and then, you know, most of your customers are married, you know, so it's like just this one big world of lies, deception, money, drugs, alcohol, the devil's playground, right? I used to tell my sister it's like the belly of the beast. Like that's what it is, you know. Alcohol, everything is free. You know, you're being paid to look a certain way and be a fantasy, not really be yourself, but be yourself, you know. So making friends, for me, girls would say like, let's go out, let's go do this, and it's like once I get to the point of getting ready to go, it's like, no, I end up like shutting down. So yeah, making friends is, you know, just pay attention to your surroundings. You know, I've had girls that I thought were cool with me that put something in my drink, you know, so, and this is all at work. So, you know, just be careful. You know, if you do have a drink, you know, put your napkin on top of it and put the straw through it. You know, that way if you do sit it down, and sometimes you even got to go as far as keeping a rubber band and putting the rubber band to keep the napkin down, to keep the straw, you know. And you never put the drink like behind you. You always put it where you could see it when you're talking. So as you're moving it like, and it sucks that it has to be like that, but when you're in a world where anything goes and people hungry, like they got kids to feed, they got pimps to pay, like, So whatever, however I can get it, you know. So when you're dealing with that, you know, you gotta stay on your toes. So making friends, I would say make friends outside of there, make friends, and that's even hard because people look at you, you know, you always drunk, you always partying, you always, you know, you always kicking it, you always, you know. And so for other people, it's hard to be friends with them because in the back of your mind they judging you, you know, or they act like they don't, but you sure that you know that they are. Or they talking about you because of the life that you live. And for me, I said what I did. A lot of people do keep it private, and I do understand why. But I just got tired of lying. I got tired. Like, you get to a point to where it's like, man, this is just me, and either you gonna take me for who I am or the door. You know what I mean? Like, and that place will definitely make you more. You know, you gotta be. But anyway, so making friends, I would say don't even focus on friends. Just get your money. Remember why you there, you know. Trust no one. That was the next one. Like, don't, because anybody will get you, you know. Managers, dancers, customers, girls is, you know, y'all been friends, like anybody will. So just go in there and stay focused on what you're gonna do if that's what you decide to do, and get out. Reckless spending, man. Reckless spending hit hard. I usually get emotional around this part because when I first went in, I had a plan in my mind. I thought, you know, what 19-year, I didn't really have a plan. I know I had kids and we needed a place. I needed an apartment and a car, you know. And so that was my focus. That's all I thought about. It didn't go no further. And then, you know, and even though like house moms, and there were some girls that were like, you know, you could do this or you could do that. Like, you know, I would be singing or something or doing something and people would be like, you know, why are you here? Because I need money. What do you mean? You know, but I never understood, you know, at that time what they were trying to say. So reckless spending, like everything I bought, everything I made, I spent every time. Like, you know, I've had $1,000 nights. I make $1,000 and go buy some $500 sunglasses. They break and I'm laughing at it. You know what I mean? Like, and then just go buy some more sunglasses. Like, just stuff like that. Or, you know, paying crazy amount. Like, one time I think I spent somewhere between $75 and $100 at Hooters on ranch. Like, what? But, you know, in my mind, I'm balling. Like, you know, I got money. It's going to come forever, and it don't. So just live like you don't have it. You know, live way under your means, because 1 minute it can be so glorious. Like, you could have $2,500 nights. You could have $1,500 nights. You know, it's been times where I've literally sat like that whole day with certain people and left with $1,700. The $2,500 that I made before, dude slept in my lap. So I've gotten $4,000 for coffee. Like, these type of situations, they happen, but it's not a consistent situation. You know what I mean? One day you may make that, and then the next day you make. It's been times I've left work with $10. It's been times I've left work behind, like backwards, because you have to pay house fees. So save your money. You know, if you got to do your hair by yourself, do it yourself. Figure it out. Like, they pay attention, but they really don't. You know what I mean? You have some guys that are like, oh, your nails or oh, your toes. You know, well, if you want to see them done and you're going to be a consistent customer, then you just make sure that you give me an allowance, and then boom, I'll keep them done for you, you know. But other than that, shh. But so, like, yeah, reckless spending, have a real plan. Like, what kind of business do you want to own? Take that money and go to school. Like, if you still in the club, do not buy a Mercedes. If you still in the club, don't worry about the Rolex. Don't worry about the Gucci shoes. Don't worry about none of that. Buy that when you never have to step foot in the club, because for me, what happened is I literally, from drinking and partying, that stuff caught up to me, and I lost everything. Everything. And we called it. So, like, everything I lost it. So, like, that hit so hard for me. Like, that broke me, because basically I did all of that for what? You know? So, pay attention to your money, man. And with that being said, don't ever do nothing that you're not comfortable with. If you gotta drink it to do it, don't do it. Because you're gonna wake up with regret. So, yeah. Making the most of your free time. I would say with that, for me, when I think about all the time that I wasted, I spent days recovering from being drunk from work. You know, I spent days recovering from partying too hard at work, and now I can't go to work for 2 or 3 days because now I'm trying to recover. So do the opposite. Like, if you genuinely cannot walk in that place sober and you can't handle what's being thrown at you without drinking, or without drinking too much, don't even do it. Because if not, what's the point? You go to work once a week. You made 15, but you done spent that because you didn't go to work the next 6 days, you know? So, picking at your body, that comes with the job. You know, some clubs you will work, it will be 7 girls. You know, it could be a slow night and it's only 7 girls. You know, it's clubs where there's 500 girls. You know, and it's you and them. And so you see the snatched waist and the teeth and the pearly whites and the nice weaves and you know, you see this, the cute, you know, the nails with all the stuff on them, you know, you see this, and she's always got them done, you know. So, but then also look at the fact that not everybody's money is the same. You know, just because this girl gets her plastic surgery every 6 months, you may not be able to. She may not have no kids. You may have kids. So this 700 over here may not be the same as this girl's 700. So don't, and that's another, don't compare. Do not compare, because a lot of it is illusion. A lot of it is illusion. You got to remember, you're in a world where you're selling a fantasy, you know, and you're working with girls that sell fantasy. Like, we sell things. You're selling something that can't even be purchased. Like, you can't even take it with you. You can't even walk it out of the place. Like, sometimes you can, but for the most part, you know, that 25 I made, I didn't leave with him. So you don't get to take it with you. It's just for that one moment, that one little moment. You know what I mean? So, picking at your body, like, and this goes back to the beginning. If you don't know who you are, you're not confident in yourself, you don't have high self-esteem, you don't have like a whole like goal, and you haven't been healed, like, you will pick yourself apart. It was times where I couldn't go to work because in my head my toes weren't done. Or I couldn't go to work because in my head my hair wasn't the way I wanted it, or I didn't, you know, go get the outfit that I wanted, or just all these different things that was in my head. It had really nothing to do with the actual place. It was all me and my energy, you know. And then she talked about double life. That's true. I remember my mom one time said that she didn't think that she knew me because the stories she would hear about how I partied didn't add up to how I was when I was around her. And it's like, you know, when you're in the club, you are like this fantasy. Like, it's seduction, it's fantasy, it's fun times, it's party, it's, you know, no limits, is, you know, you just full of your flesh, everything flesh, you know what I mean? And when you're at home, it's like, okay, if I wear this particular outfit at work, I'm not gonna wear it at home, right? So, but the crazy thing is I would actually do that. And my mom would always say, you don't have to dress like that, you know. And I believe that I did because it got some type of attention, even though it wasn't the attention that I really wanted. It was some type of attention, and that's another thing about this lifestyle that a lot of girls get sucked into. You get sucked into the attention. You are paying me. In the world, I'm like nothing. In the world, at home, they don't appreciate you. They don't make you feel good. They talk about your hair. They talk about your toes not being done. They talk about you. But as soon as you walk into the club, it's like all eyes on me. I'm here, you know? And you're so beautiful, and let me rub your feet. Like, people are paying you to rub your feet. You know, people are paying you because they just want you to listen. People are paying you, you know, just for your presence. People are paying because you're standing here. People are paying. So just your existence is being bought. And when you know, it feeds your ego, because at home I feel like, ugh. And then out here, you know, it's like I'm everything, you know? And so for me, my whole identity became who I was there, you know, and living a double life, man. And to me, it's like putting on a spirit, you know, because I remember years ago when I was getting ready for work, or I could be just getting ready to go out with like my sister and my friends, and there was certain music. It's like I was conjuring up like whatever dance name I was at that time. It's like I was conjuring her up. So like I had the music on, you know, that makes you feel like, oh, you know, and then I'm getting dressed. And I will never forget, they both said it at the same time. Because at that time I was dating this girl and my sister was there. And I'll never forget, and I heard them both say, uh-oh, here she go. There goes Simone. You know, and at that time I was dancing by Simone. And it's like I could feel it. Like I could feel it rise up and then be like, okay, I'm ready, let's go, you know? But I never understood what it was. I never understood. Like I never understood from a spiritual perspective what it was. So I had to get, like, even now there's music that I can listen to. And it's like I can, you know, feel that side. I remember it was times where, like, say like my back was pushed against the wall and my mom would say something about my face would change. Like, oh, I gotta go get it. Like, and I always remember, like, for me, it was like, okay, now in my head, I'm going down the list of sugar daddies. I'm going down the list of clubs I can go work at. I'm going down, even though I might have just said I'm never going back to that place. Now I'm like, okay, I gotta get back to that place. And that's another thing about, and I didn't think it was gonna go this route, but like I stated, I believe in God, and it was like I would go down this list of things, and even now I noticed every time I said that I would never go back to work, something happens and it's like, come back, you know. And I'd even tell people, like, it's like it won't let me go. And like even this time I was like, I can't go back. I can't, like, I can't go back, you know. I can go back and like love on my girls and stuff like that, but I can't go back, you know. And so unless, you know, from the spiritual standpoint, some things happen, which I don't think that's the case anymore. But even with this particular time, it's like a friend of mine borrowed a jacket. She came in town. She left the jacket at the club, and it's like, I can't go back. You know, and it's like, it's always something that's like, just come back, you know. But I know if I walk in there, it's like I'm gonna fall in love again. Because as soon as you hit, it's like everybody loves you, you know, even though they don't. You know, and some may be for real, but you definitely, if you want people to respect you and to look at you different from a person who was pretty open with it, I would say keep it to yourself. Live that double life that is talked about. Because a lot of people will say that they, oh yeah, but they really don't, so, yeah, I would say, yeah, live the double life. And just really, like I said, stay focused. Know what you're getting yourself into. Do not just jump up and go, oh, I saw this girl make $1,200 tonight on a Monday. I'm going in, because is she showing the nights where she didn't make anything and she still had to pay house fee and now she's behind? Did she show that night? Did she show the night where she only made $100 and the whole time she's literally being groped on? Did she show how hard she had to work for that $100? Did she? And I'm not saying it's like that all the time. I'm just saying, is she showing what really comes with the lifestyle, or is she just showing the pretty parts? I am thankful for the fact that I was able to experience all that I was able to experience, because for me, it grew me, it healed me, it helped me heal. It showed me where my broken pieces were, and I'm still healing, and that's another thing. I'm healing from being there's a lot of things that happen in the lifestyle that I'm healing from, so just know what you're getting yourself into. Like Jasmine said, I'm saying, she said it, and she seems like the dancer that goes in, she's about her business and moves out. I was the dancer that went in and I was like, woohoo, yeah, I'm here. And so I just got lost in it. And so I really admire that about dancers that are like that. So once again, if you don't know Jasmine Black, and it's JAZZMEN, go and follow her. Go share her page. She is for me, she was very motivating to really see in real time. Because, when you have kids, who wakes up, all pretty and just ready to roll out, so I just love the fact that she's she seems very down to earth. And, when you come from a lifestyle, this particular lifestyle, a lot of times it can break you, and so just to see that she was able to go in there headstrong and be headstrong, you know what I mean? That's such a beautiful situation. And I pray that she gets everything that her heart desires, and that she continues to, help girls out that listen to her, and, that she continues to spread the word. And so with that being said, man, learn from my mistakes. Learn from the things that I went through while I was in there. Know what you're getting yourself into. Like I said, I can never say don't do it, because I don't have the money to help you not do it, But what I can say is just know what you're getting yourself into. Really, really weigh all of it. Is the money really worth what comes with the lifestyle? Are you headstrong? Are you healed? Is it, do you have anger issues? Do you, just all these things before you get in there. And, it comes with the waitressing too. I was a waitress. That was when I first started, I started as a waitress. And my thing is I could never dance. I have morals, gotta kill me. Man. So that didn't last long. So just really, really do your research. And if you do hop in and just know that, you know, you do have support. I'm here. If there's questions that you have, yeah, I'm here. And I'm so sorry that took 30 minutes. But yeah, I love y'all, and I'm out.